Next time you're playing pickleball, stop and look at how your body's positioned. Are you flat-footed? Do you have a paddle ready at your side? Does the placement of your feet allow you to make a swift transition to the next shot? It's easy to get comfortable between shots or while waiting to be served. If you do, you can find yourself in a position where you're caught off guard. Never stop anticipating the next move of the opponent. As a beginner, you shouldn't worry too much about these nuances. Instead, focus on getting yourself into a position where you can simply return the next shot. To help you out, we bring 7 tips that every beginner should know in pickleball. Hello and welcome to Pro Pickleball Media, your #1 spot for all pickleball content. Our channel is dedicated to the fastest growing sport in the United States, and we cover all fun and exciting things related to pickleball. So if you love pickleball and want to learn more about it, just take a second to subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss any of our recent videos. In today's video, we're going to talk about 7 best tips that every 3.0 pickleball player needs to know. Now let's get right into the video. 1. Always be in ready position. To get ready, stand with your feet hip-width apart and your knees slightly bent. Maintain a balanced weight distribution by standing primarily on the balls of your feet rather than your heels. Relax your neck, jaw, and upper back. It's important to keep your arms and the pickleball paddle out in front of you and angled upwards. Now is the time to train oneself to the point where doing so is second nature. Put yourself in ready position before every serve, and after every shot your partner takes to maximize your chances of success. A neutral or continental grip is recommended since there is no way to predict whether your opponent will return your shot with a smash or a dink, or whether they will strike to your forehand or backhand. Number 2, learn how to dink early on. In pickleball, a dink shot is a short, gentle drop shot that is hit from close to the non-volley line, travels over the net, and lands in the other court's non-volley area. You may compare it to a quick drop shot in tennis played near the net. The dink is an integral feature of pickleball's slow game. Many newcomers to the sport of pickleball choose to start out by hitting longer shots, which allows them to develop a feel for the paddle and the fundamentals of the game. However, lots of players stick to the sidelines, rely on slugging. Not until much later do they develop into a well-rounded player capable of both physical aggression and strategic finesse. It's understandable that some players would be nervous about venturing into the non-volley zone. Any skilled opponent will have a significant advantage over you because of this. The power player's superior pickleball shot may be nullified by your more subtle game. The soft game strategy and touch typical triumph over brute force, and a well-placed dink can start off a long, soft volley. Since they typically return the dink strongly, you can often coax errors out of these players. If the power hitter returns your shot, it will either go in or out of bounds for an easy point. Many bangers lack the patience necessary to play the soft game. If you keep up the volley with soft dinks, you'll ultimately give in to the temptation to try to smash it past you. Their attempts to do so will likely result in errors. Don't give in to the urge to bash the ball around and stick to your slow game. Keep the leading edge of your paddle at a 45-degree angle to the net and bend at the knees. Swing from the shoulder, not the wrist, and keep your elbows and wrists still. The best way to return a shot, whether a dink or a smash, is to follow through and then instantly return the paddle to the ready position. Now, before we move ahead to talk about more game-changing pickleball tips, please take a second to like this video, subscribe to our channel, so that we can keep bringing more informative pickleball content to you. Your little contribution means a lot for us. Number 3, perfect your third shot. What is the third shot in pickleball? The third shot at any point, which is also the serving team's second shot of the point. First shot, serve. Second shot, receiving team return serve. Third shot, serving team, second shot. Every pickleball point has 3 shots, the third of which is often a decisive and sets the tone of the rest of the point. The team that serves often has an edge in a slow game because they may control the action by moving to the net. Get into the ready position with a neutral continental grip and be prepared to return the ball with either your forehand or backhand to set up the third stroke. You should try to force a third attempt in an effort to win the game. Several players try to overpower the third shot and end up losing their point. The third attempt should pave the way for you to make the move to the goal. The ideal trajectory for a shot is for it to peak on your side of the court before falling over the net into the other team's cooking area. When shooting, aim to get some elevation to get a good arc. You should make practicing this shot a regular part of your regimen because of how challenging it is to master. Having a training partner is a great way to improve your skills. Place your partner in the non-volley zone and yourself on the baseline. Once you've gotten good at hitting the lob to them, you can switch roles and continue practicing. Using the method, you may both get some reps in setting up the third shot and returning it from the sideline. Number 4, sync movement with your partner. Find the gaps and spaces on your opponent's side of the court. This is one of the easiest ways to beat them. If you have a player at the net and another at the baseline, you'll have a huge cross-court target to aim at. There are more chances to win the game when you are spread apart. Ensure that this doesn't occur on the end of the court. Picture a rope tied around your waist that extends 8 to 10 feet to keep this from happening. Your mission is to stay in step with one another, that the rope remains taut and the set distance is never altered. If your spouse or significant other transitions into online interaction, you should do the same. If they withdraw, you withdraw as well. To the right, to the left, it's important to keep your distance from your partner so as not to impede their stroke, and then move around the court as a unit in order to avoid leaving any openings for your opponent to exploit. Number 5, communicate with your partner. Just as you need to move in sync, you also need to talk to each other. No matter how good you both are, you need to communicate with each other. In any doubles racket sport, communication is one of the most important yet under-practiced skills. Learn to use the phrase mine or yours before taking a shot. Many mid-court attempts fail because one player waits to see if his or her teammate will shoot. The attempt at taking the shot will either be botched entirely or was hurried at the last second. It's difficult to set up your next shot while keeping an eye on the court lines, so line calls are a big help. Make the tough in-out decisions to relieve some of your partner's stress. If you want to let your partner focus on the shot, you should both keep an eye on the ball and the court lines and yell out the outcome as soon as you know for sure whether it will go in or out. And when it's your turn to shoot, you'll do the same for you. Games can be won with this advice. If you're an experienced pickleball player, you can probably get in a pickup game with a new partner by merely using standard hand signals and even body language. But if you're just starting out, it's a good idea to take a few moments to establish some ground rules for communicating with one another during games. Number 6, simplify shot selection. If you're just starting out in pickleball, it's natural to want to experiment with all the cool shots you see the pros using. Or perhaps you've learned some new shots in your private pickleball lessons or from a friend. However, randomly switching between these shots during play can result in significant score loss. The lob shot is the most overused shot in pickleball, therefore try to minimize its use. When used excessively, the element of surprise is lost, and the opponent is given ample opportunity to prepare for and counter your lobbing. Don't waste this opportunity to score frequently. Remember the 3 Ds. The most reliable bets are dinks and drop shots. There's nothing wrong with trying to play a lob shot or smash, but a well-placed drop shot over the goal will get you more points. Safest serve return is a soft floating return well behind the baseline, which yields a high percentage. This is the simplest serve back there is. Drop the fancy stuff for now and just focus on getting the message over the web. If both the other team players are in your back court, you should strive to keep them there by taking deep, hard-driving shots and playing at a fast tempo. You need to prevent them from reaching the non-volleys line, when you will have a distinct advantage. Maintaining a consistent rate of return will keep them away and maybe even prompt them to make a mistake, giving you the chance to reclaim control of the net. Number 7, keep out of no man's land. When you and your partner are at the no volley line, you're in the best offensive position in pickleball. You and your opponent are both positioned with your feet just behind the line, allowing you to play a long, leisurely game in which the volley is returned without the ball touching the ground. You need to be standing behind the line, feet ready to rotate rapidly in either direction. Playing in the middle of the court can give you a false sense of security, but it's actually the worst position to be in. To avoid a volley, please advance to the designated area. Stay out of no man's land. If you and your partner need to recover, return to the baseline and try to push the opposing team back. So do you have any secret pickleball tips that you'd like to share with us? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow picklers. Also, if you love pickleball, then make sure to watch this next video on our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.